Now, the controversial Chinese tracking vessel Yuan Wang 5 has now docked at Sri Lanka's Hambantota port despite security concerns raised by India. Now, the development came just days after Sri Lanka gave a nod saying that it has granted permission to the Chinese research vessel to visit the island. According to reports, the ship has been allowed to dock for 6 days, and that too on the condition that it will not carry out any research work while in Sri Lankan waters. The Chinese vessel was originally due to arrive last week, but Colombo asked Beijing to postpone the arrival following objections by India and the United States. New Delhi has alleged that the vessel is capable of snooping on neighbours. It has an aerial reach of more than 750 kilometres. With this, Beijing can scrutinize movement in as many as 6 South Indian ports. It is also important to understand that the vessel is no ordinary ship. The Yuan Wang 5 is an 11,000-ton capacity vessel. It's a space satellite tracking ship which has a distinct role in missile and satellite tracking. India's foreign ministry has said that it will closely monitor any bearing on India's security and will take necessary measures to safeguard it. The Hambantota port is run by China, which Sri Lanka leased it for 99 years for $1.12 billion. And India has repeatedly expressed concern that China might use the port as a military base to increase its presence in the Indian Ocean. The brewing tensions over the Chinese vessel come at a time when Sri Lanka continues to witness a worsening economic meltdown. Both China and India have tried to expand their sphere of influence in the island nation amid the ongoing crisis. India has provided more help to Sri Lanka this year than any other nation in terms of military aid as well. India has gifted Dornier 228 surveillance aircraft recently in a bid to bolster the island's maritime surveillance capabilities. And for more on this, our correspondent Dasuni Athoda is joining us from Colombo. Thank you so much for joining us, Dasuni. Now, Colombo had earlier asked Beijing to postpone the arrival following objections by India and after criticism also over letting the ship refuel at the port. What can you tell us about this latest decision to allow the vessel to dock for 6 days?
Absolutely, like you rightfully pointed out, security concerns were flagged by countries like India and the US on a prior occasion, for which initially the Sri Lankan government did sort of listen to and then defer this visit. However, recently we do know that permission was once again granted. According to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs here in Sri Lanka, they have held extensive discussions with the Chinese officials along with the Chinese embassy here in the country to finally allow for this surveillance vessel to dock at the Hambantota port. It docked this morning, and it will be interesting to see how these replenishment activities will be taking place over a period of 6 days, like you rightfully pointed out.
Absolutely, and India has also alleged that the vessel is capable of snooping on the neighbours, which was the concern to begin with. Will Sri Lanka be able to ensure that it does not carry out any research work while in Sri Lankan waters?
Well, once again, this is also a very interesting point, which is why countries like India and the US are very concerned, because at the end of the day, this is a foreign vessel, a military vessel at that is now entering into the Hambantota port, that is now entered, even though the Ministry of Defense here in Sri Lanka has specifically mentioned and requested this Chinese vessel to prevent from any research activities. We are yet to know how that will be sort of confirmed and verified. Will Sri Lankan officials be boarding the ship to monitor these activities? Will these Chinese officials sort of stand true to these words is also interesting to see, and we are yet to see that happen.
Right. Well, Dasuni, thank you so much for bringing us all the updates on this. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.